Hey guys, Bright Lies here, and welcome to a Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. Um, as most people should know, whoever watches this channel, I'm primarily a Vanguard player, but that doesn't mean I can't play Yu-Gi-Oh for a bit of childhood nostalgic whenever I feel like. This is a Metalfoes deck profile that's more focused on budget. It's not the most expensive deck out there. It's not tier 1, but it's still relatively competitive in locals. So since it's Metalfoes, we're not, and it's budget, we're not playing Pot of Desires, we're not playing Painful Decision, we're not playing Ibuku, the Kieran Setcher. Um, and yes, I these are double sleeved, but and I know you can't technically use double sleeve, but I don't care because it's just on casual level. So yeah, it's just so next up. Well, next up. First off, we're playing three of the new Metalfoes card from Invasion Vengeance. He's an 8 scale, level 1, pretty good. So his monster effect is when he is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add one Metalfoes monster to your deck from your hand during the end phase. You can only activate it once per turn, uh, which is pretty good because he can proc itself if he gets popped from your Pendulum Zone. So that's how ruling works on him. Uh, Next up, we're playing 3 Steel In, 3 Silver D, 3 Gold Driver, 3 Volflame. Just max out the Metalfoes cards so you can start plussing as soon as you can. All Metalfoes cards, these ones are all vanillas, and all Metalfoes cards have the same pendulum effect. That you can, once per turn, choose one face-up card that you have, other than the card that's in your pendulum scale, pop it, and then set a Metalfoes card. Metalfoes Spell Trap, which is really good considering that means you have search potential in this deck, which is, like I said, really good. Yeah, you just maxed out so you can see them as often as possible. The best part about Metalfoes, in my opinion, well, one of the best parts, is that they're either 1 scale or 8 scale. So you're always going to have a good scale if these guys are in your scale. You always have a good one. Outside of Bismo Gear, the new one, you can special summon any of the Metalfoes if you have the 1 in 8 scale, so that's really good. It's really nice. Next up, we play 3 Master Pendulum. He's a vanilla unit, so you can search him out with Rescue Rabbit, which is pretty nice. And also his popping ability is good in the anti-pendulum matchup. So his ability is once. While this card's in your pendulum zone, you can target one card in the pendulum zone, destroy it. So let's say you have it here with this guy, for example, and you had another 1 scale in hand, so you had a Silver D in hand. You could use its scale, pop your opponent's scale, then use him, pop it, do your search, and then set the scale, then resummon him, which is nice, easy plussing because you don't really lose much. Well, you don't lose anything, but you gain like free popping, free card. Basically, it's not bad. You get a free card on field and you get a better scale. So play 3 of him. We play 1 Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer. So once per turn, if you have a card in your other Pendulum Zone, you can destroy that card and then search your deck for the same copy. I like him. He's a nice option. And then he's also a tuner, and you cannot special summon, fusion, synchro, or XE monsters using this card as material, except for Draco monsters, Draco Slayer monsters, which is why we play. We do play the one. The one of each, just so he's not completely meh in the deck. So, yeah, we do play that. That's it for the Draco Slayer engine. Next up, we're playing 2 Guiding Eridan. I can't pronounce its name. So, its pendulum effect is you do not have to pay life points to activate counter traps, and you do not have to discard to activate counter traps. So things like Magic Jammer, Trap Jammer, I believe, also you have to discard, and Solemn Warning. You don't have to pay the life cost. We aren't playing Solemn Strikes because, like I said, it's focused more on budgeting. But that doesn't mean we can't play this card because its other effect, when it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can reveal 3 counter traps from your deck. Your opponent chooses one, add to hand. So I might as well show the counter traps now. I'll explain them more in detail. 3 Horn of Heaven, 1 Solemn Warning. Just a cheap counter trap, and Solemn Warning, you don't have to pay the life points with this in your scale, but typically won't be in your scale. But Solemn Warning is just a good card in general. So, yeah, that's that. Let's move that aside. Next up, we're playing 1 Kieran, because Kieran should be played in every Pendulum deck. He's just really good. There's a reason why I got limited. So, he doesn't have a Pendulum effect. His other effect is, during either player's turn, that's horrible. Target 1 Pendulum monster on your monster zone, including himself, which is pretty nice in desperate situations. And 1 monster your opponent controls, return them both to hand, which is amazing. It's so good. Like so many times, they would send out a Blue Eyes alternative or like a ace monster that doesn't have protection, just bounce with Kieran as soon as they summon it. So it's not bad. You can only use that effect once per turn, obviously, and also cannot be targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effects, which is added bonus. So just the 1. So that's it for your Pendulum monsters. Next up, we're playing 3 Blackwing Gofu, because he can spawn out tokens, which is really good for this deck because you can pop them with Metalfoes for free things. So his ability is cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand while you control no monsters. When this card is special summoned from the hand, you can special summon 2 tokens, which I use arm sleeves for, which is E. Yeah, so this level 1 tokens, no stats. They cannot be attributed or used as synchro material, but they can still be popped from your Metalfoes stuff. That doesn't say it on the card, but whatever. You can banish this card, you don't care about the other effect. So they just spawn out a couple tokens, which can lead to some cool plays, which I will get into when I go to the extra deck. But they're mainly there for your popping of for Metalfoes. So that's cute. Next up, we're playing. Well, yeah, might as well move that. That's it for the Blackwing engine. We're just playing 1 card, 3 cards, whatever. Playing 1 Rescue Rabbit. I really like the art on this card. It's so adorable. So it cannot be summoned from your deck, or special summoned from your deck. You can banish this face-up card you control and special summon 2 level 4 or lower normal monsters from with the same name from your deck, and then destroy them during the end phase. You can only use it once per turn. Yeah, you can only use 1 Rescue Rabbit per turn. Well, you only have 1 in the deck, it's limited. So basically, that means with Rescue Rabbit, you get to search for all of these cards in pairs. So that's a large selection, and typically you'll be looking for your level 4s so you can make a rank 4 play. So yeah, that's why the XEs are mostly rank 4s, because Rescue Rabbit's a thing. So Rescue Rabbit, one of my favorite cards in Yu-Gi-Oh, mostly because artwork. It reminds me a bit of Vanguard artwork, so yeah. 1 Snow Rabbit. So her ability, if you don't know, is during either player's turn, when a monster on the field activates its effect, or when a spell or trap that is already face up on the field activates its effect, you can either send it from your hand or field to the grave, destroy that target, and you can only use it once per turn, which it's pretty good. Like if they have a Crystal Wing, and then they negate your effect, you can use this and destroy that Crystal Wing, which is really valuable. I love this card. So nice. That's it for monsters. Moving on to spells, we're playing 2 Summoner Art. Search out your Vol Flames for an easy scale. If you want your less budget, I like playing the Raigeki. But Summoner Art's a good searcher. 2 MST for some easy removal, and if you're desperate, can pop your own stuff. 1 Metalfoes Fusion. You only need to play 1 because it's recyclable. So basically, you can fusion summon one Metalfoes monster from your extra deck using Metalfoes stuff. Oh, basically hand or field, which is pretty good. And then while it's in graveyard, you can shuffle it back to deck and draw one card. So it resets your hand size, which is really good. You can lead to pluses if you fetched out using Metalfoes skills, like with the tokens. So really good card. You only need to play one because, yeah. And next up from the new set, we are playing one full Metalfoes fusion. Basically, same effect as her, except it's quick play and can't be cycled back. Yeah, it's quick play. That's why you play it. You can fusion during your battle phase. Amazing, beautiful stuff. I love it. You can like start swinging, drop this, and then get that fusion into what's this called? Orichalk. Is it Orichalk? Whatever his name is. Let me just find it. Orichalk. Yeah, close enough. So yeah. That's it for spells. Not playing that many, only like 6 spells. We're playing 2 Metalfoes counter. You can bump this up to 3. Like if you you can take out a summon art, put in a 3rd counter, and then play whatever the hell you want with this 2nd summon art. Summon art's just nice for the deck because it gets you a high scale. So this guy's ability is, if a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, not just limited to your opponent, so it can be your own, you can special summon one Metalfoes monster from your deck during either player's turn. You can, except for the turn that this was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one face-up Metalfoes Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. Really good. If they pop your scales, you can just banish this. Well, first of all, you can counter, so yeah, that's good. And you can proc counter off your own popping. And then you can fetch your discarded scales or like broken scales and then add it back to hand. You can continuously chain these guys, which is pretty good. Next up, playing one Metalfoes combination. This 3 Metalfoes cards, the ratios haven't changed since the new set, in my opinion. I will only play 3. So basically, Metalfoes combination is once per turn. You don't even really care about its effect. All you care about is graveyard effect. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Metalfoes monster from your deck to your hand. That's why you play it. Free searching of scales? Yes, please. It's really nice to have. So, yep. Next up, as previously mentioned, we're playing the 4 counter traps to search out if you're this guy. Keep in mind, if you don't have 3 left in deck, you can't make use of its skill, but, whatever. So, Horn of Heaven's ability is when a monster would be summoned, you contribute 1 monster, negate the summon. If you do, destroy that monster. Keep in mind, the token spawned off this guy cannot be attributed for this, so just keep that in mind. The One Solemn Morning, the pay 2k to negate a summon. Really good. So yeah, that's it for the trap lineup. Mostly monsters, because it's a pendulum deck. You typically play a lot of monsters in those. So yeah, moving on to the extra deck, we're playing 4 fusion cards. Playing 1 Adamantite for Ultimaya plays. I will explain them later. 2 Orichalk for when they play like Maiden with Eyes of Blue. You can swing at Maiden with your first attack. Oh, that's Vanguard. You can swing at Maiden for your first attack, force it to defense mode, then whack it with this. Double piercing. Whew, lots of damage. It's really nice. And also, its graveyard effect. When it dies, you can pop a card on the field. Really nice. Next up, we're playing 1 of this guy. He doesn't need Metalfoes Fusion or anything to be fused. You just need 1 Draco Pendulum monster and 1 Pendulum monster. He can be special summoned from your extra deck by attributing the above cards. You do not use polymerization. Pendulum monsters in your monster zones and pendulum zones cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 Draco Slayer Pendulum monster from your hand or graveyard, but it cannot be used as fusion material. Pretty good. It's protection of your scales and monsters, which is fantastic. Yeah, that's it for fusions. Next up, we play Magister Paladin, Yugioh Kieran Searcher, really good. 1 Castel for a bit of field control. Utopia for the lightning plays. Lightning may be a bit pricey wherever you're located, but whatever, he's a good card. So basically, lightning, they can't respond to it when it attacks, which is already amazing. Then you can remove 2 XE material to make it 5k, so it can even hit up like alternate Blue Eyes or Chaos Max or just regular Blue Eyes. So really good. And my favorite thing that's happened with this card is I forget it says when it battles you can't activate anything till end of damage calculations. And then both me and my friend had the lightning out, and I was like, oh, I swing at you with lightning and try to use its skill, and he's like, no, it's when it battles, man. And then I forgot, and so both the lightnings died. So that was pretty funny. Playing 1 red eyes for the Baron against Synchron decks, so it's pretty nice. 1 big eye because big eye's big eye. The only level 7s to make these are your Volflames, but that's fine. They're very situational cards. So that's it for your XCs. So 1 Ultimaeus token, as stated before. To get this out, you need your Adamantite, your Gofu, and 2 Metalfoes cards in hand. So let's just say you had a really bad hand and opened up with these 3. Doesn't really matter what your other 2 cards are. So you'll special summon this guy, get your 2 tokens out. Oops. Get your 2 tokens. You'll set this thing to scale and pop 1 token. Search out for your Metalfoes Fusion. And then you can normal summon this guy, use your fusion, fuse your remaining token and this guy to get out Adamantite. And there you have a level 5 tuner. Get these together, make your token, or Tolskin, whatever. And that's how you get it out. So yeah, that's cool. Next we are playing 1 Stardust Spark Dragon, 1 Moonlight, 1 Crystal Wing, and I stated before, 1 of these guys. So Stardust Spark Dragon, once per turn during either player's turn, you can prevent a destruction either by battle or card effect. Actually, it's both. Yeah, it's both, so good card. You can summon all of them out using this guy, so it's good. Moonlight, bounce, special summon, negate effects, non-targeting bouncing, really good. Obviously, instead of Clear Wing, you would like Crystal Wing, but Crystal Wing's expensive, and this is budget focused, as stated before. None of these cards should cost you more than like $5. Maybe this guy is a bit more than $5, but most of these are just like $5. $5, yeah. This one would be a little bit pricey. Just rare ones, fine. If you look for the cheap ones, then yeah, they can be cheap. So yeah, this is more of a casual deck, as I said. Hope you all enjoyed this, I guess, change in pace from Vanguard. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.